Have you ever felt ashamed for something as natural as touching your own body? You wouldn't be alone. I once had a patient, Joe, 62, retired firefighter. Strong, quiet, been through a lot. He came into my office and sat down, eyes lowered. After a long pause, he asked, "Doc, is it bad if I still do it? I mean, at my age, alone?" His voice cracked a little, like he expected judgment. Instead, I leaned forward, smiled, and said, "Let's talk about it. You deserve the truth. And so do you." Today, we're going to talk openly, man to man, about masturbation, aging, and prostate health. Not with shame, not with myths, but with compassion, science, and maybe even a little hope. Before we begin, do me a favor. Before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. It really helps me keep making content for men like us. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. Your prostate is a walnut-sized gland just beneath your bladder. It produces the fluid that carries sperm. But as we get older, that tiny gland starts to change. Sometimes swelling, sometimes hurting, sometimes turning against us. The stats are clear. By age 60, more than half of men have some form of prostate enlargement. By 80, nearly 90%. So when we ask whether masturbation helps or harms the prostate, we're really asking, can something that feels good also be good for our health? Turns out, science has an answer. In 2016, Harvard researchers followed nearly 32,000 men for 18 years. What they found shocked even the scientists. Men who ejaculated 21 times a month or more had a 31% lower risk of prostate cancer than men who ejaculated only 4 to 7 times. Let that sink in. Not supplements, not surgery, just staying sexually active. It's one of the most surprising and oddly comforting findings in men's health. And it's not just Harvard. An Australian study found that men who ejaculated 4.6 to 7 times per week had a 36% lower risk of developing prostate cancer before age 70. So, what's the explanation? One theory is what doctors call the prostate flush. Think of your prostate like a filter. Over time, it collects waste products, inflammatory compounds, even potential toxins. Ejaculation might help clean the pipes, reducing the buildup that could lead to chronic inflammation, one of the root causes of prostate cancer. Another angle? Hormones. Every time you orgasm, your body releases oxytocin, endorphins, and dopamine. These aren't just feel-good chemicals. They lower cortisol, the stress hormone that fuels inflammation and weakens immune defenses. And chronic stress? That's public enemy number one for your prostate, your heart, your sleep, heck, your entire life. So when we say ejaculation might help, we're not just talking about pleasure. We're talking about circulation, inflammation, and the way your body heals itself. But let's be honest. There are myths still floating around, often whispered in locker rooms, churches, or old-fashioned health books. Let's clear them up. Myth number 1. Masturbation causes infertility. Nope. Your body is a sperm factory, making over 1,000 sperm every second. You don't run out, you regenerate. Myth number 2. Masturbation makes you weak. Absolutely false. There's no scientific evidence that ejaculation drains your energy. In fact, many men feel relieved, relaxed, even re-energized afterward. Myth number 3. If you masturbate, you'll lose your drive for real intimacy. That only happens when masturbation becomes compulsive or disconnected from the rest of life. Masturbation done mindfully, it can actually enhance your relationship with yourself and your partner. Now, let's pause. Can masturbation become too much? Absolutely. And here's how you know. If it interferes with your daily life, your work, your sleep, your relationships. If it replaces intimacy rather than supports it. If it leaves you feeling empty instead of fulfilled. Some men, especially those relying heavily on pornography, start to develop unrealistic expectations, expecting their partners to match what's on screen. or feeling numb in real-life touch. If you recognize that in yourself, don't panic. It's not too late. The solution isn't to shut everything down. It's to come back to balance. Think of masturbation not as an escape, but as a form of self-connection. Now let's widen the lens. Masturbation is one tool for prostate health, but there's more to the picture. Here are 5 powerful ways to take care of your prostate. Eat anti-inflammatory foods: tomatoes, lycopene, fatty fish, omega-3s, nuts, berries. Limit red meat and processed food. Your prostate likes clean fuel. Move your body. Exercise improves blood flow. Even Kegel exercises, yes, men can do them too, help the pelvic floor and reduce urinary issues. Get checked. Starting at 50 or 45 if you're high risk, get a PSA test and rectal exam. Early detection saves lives. Manage your stress. Meditation, breathing, hobbies, even just a daily walk. When stress goes down, healing goes up. Talk to your partner. Masturbation doesn't have to be a secret or a substitute. Open communication builds emotional and physical closeness. So, what do the experts say? WebMD, Harvard, Urology Health, even Healthy Male Australia, they all agree. Regular ejaculation is likely protective. Masturbation isn't harmful. And while it's not a magic cure, it's a natural, free, and often overlooked tool for men's wellness. That patient of mine, Joe? After we talked, he leaned back, smiled for the first time in our session, and said, "You know what, Doc? I thought something was wrong with me. I didn't realize. Maybe I'm just human." And that's the point. You're not broken, you're just running low. And like any well-built engine, your body wants to heal if you give it the care it needs. So if this video brought you clarity, if it gave you a little more peace about something you've wondered in silence, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and subscribe so we can keep having these honest conversations. Now tell me in the comments, what's one thing you wish you learned about your body earlier? And next week, I'll share 5 surprising foods that support circulation, hormones, and long-term vitality. No pills, no fads, just food. Until then, take care of yourself. Stay strong, stay wise, stay connected. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms. And please consider subscribe for more videos like this.